Hey guys, Drax here with my thoughts on another successful playtest. And just like the last test, we had real good numbers shot for this one, and fights were happening all over the map. This time I was playing as the TR. Most of these thoughts will relate to combined arms, with the Meltdown Alert thoughts at the end. So let's start with some infantry thoughts. The ambusher jump jets are one of the main things I'm looking forward to using on live. These are so much fun. I combined them with safe fall and the aerial combatant implants to make a quick hit and run playstyle. I can guarantee a few players becoming light assault mains after these jump jets go live. They open up so many avenues of attack that you normally just wouldn't get. And multiple light assaults flying across the battlefield is a great sight to see. I'm just glad we have this addition in the game now, and I really do look forward to using them on live. The rocket launchers, these reload faster but do less damage per hit. The reload animation looks a bit funny currently, as they've simply been sped up, and damage is definitely lower, allowing armor to survive a bit longer. Since they are weaker against infantry as well, no longer a one shot unless you're using the decimator, I didn't get rocket primaried at all during the test, which is nice. Now I understand it being a rocket and that it should one hit kill, but truthfully speaking it's the launcher directive that needs changing now to something other than kills. The directive is probably the main reason people were firing the launchers at infantry in the first place. So on to vehicles now, and I used several during the test. But first up here, let's talk about the Liberators nose guns. Now I didn't pilot a Lib during the test, but I'm told the new pivot feature is nice, but not as useful as outright damage. Specifically talking about the tank buster, a Lib always had the ability to get in, destroy and get out. But now with the damage reduced, it has to spend more time on the scene, and overall the feeling I got from pilots was one of disappointment. I was gunning the Dalton a few times here, and as you've probably heard by now, it can no longer one-shot ESFs. Damage is lower overall, with resistances tuned against different targets. Another thing is that it has practically no splash. I was landing shots right next to infantry and dealing 0 damage. Well, I think surely now that it's been weakened against air and armor targets, it can get some of its anti-infantry splashback like it used to have a few years ago. I'm not a regular in a Lib, but I feel players who would use it often would like the weapon to be still useful in some other way. The Shredder alongside the Walker tailgun still felt pretty good and worked well in their roles. To me it seems like the Liberator is moving towards a support vehicle for the fighters. I say this because the Libs were getting absolutely destroyed when friendly fighters weren't nearby. So how did the fighters perform? In a Mosquito, air-to-air felt pretty standard. Dogfights lasted similar times to what we have currently on live, and the air-to-air lock-ons are in a much better state, a lot weaker against other fighters but still good against Liberators and Galaxies. Rocket pods were definitely weaker against vehicles, but felt about the same against infantry, maybe requiring a bit more accuracy than before. So overall I would say the fighters seem to have benefited from combined arms. The Lib isn't as big of a threat anymore, more rockets are required to shoot you down even if they do reload faster, and anti-air turrets also have lower damage. Moving on to tanks, specifically the Prowler, AP rounds still one-shot infantry here, so I went with those, but the reload speed is a fair amount slower now, even when you're in anchored mode. The Prowler with its damage looks to be the top dog in the tank world after the Vanguard shield change, and for gunner weapons we used the Gatekeeper, and I have to say that animation is great, but damage feels a bit on the weak side, specifically when shooting infantry. So now moving on to the alert, the critical mass Meltdown Alert, and NC took both the alerts here. There was a full hour-long alert on Amrish, followed by a quick 30-minute one on Hosin. I'm not sure what population was like or whether it was straight tactical superiority, but as expected the TR started the alert and we lost it. I think the percentage needed for the win is pretty good though, and with some good teamwork in the command chats on live it's definitely possible to pull out a win. We have to remember that if the side that starts the alert wins it, then the continent will lock. And I don't want to make it too easy, otherwise continents will be locking all the time. So the system feels pretty good in its current state. Maybe they'll shave off a few percent to give the kickoff faction a slightly better chance, but I can understand if they leave it at 36%. So that's my thoughts, but what do the devs think? Well, to find out, you can tune in to the dev livestream on Twitch at 3:30 Pacific time. That's Tuesday, 26th of September. And I'm going to put other times for the rest of you guys on the screen here. They'll be talking about the playtest results and the evolution of the new update, which I believe we should see pretty soon on the live servers. If anyone doesn't fancy watching the live stream, I'm going to do a summary vid after the stream for your convenience. So hopefully this one's been informative. For more updates, reviews, tutorials and gameplay, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.